Well, I've finally taken delivery of all of the coins that celebrate the coronation of King Charles III. The question is, which do I like the best? Which is the best in terms of potential investment return? And also, which might be the most collectible out of all of them? There's a lot of questions to ask, so in today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into all of these coins and their coronation significance and potential into the future. Everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and welcome to a Royal Mint unboxing and showcasing. We are in today's video going to have a look at the last two coins that I've received to commemorate the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III, and those are the £5 silver proof and the 50p silver proof. Now these are arguably my least favourite within the range, and I have the other coins that we have bought as well. And I'm going to showcase all of them together, talk a little bit about, of course, the two new coins that we haven't seen yet, and also the future and potential of these coins, both in terms of collectability, investability, or just general place in history. So a lot to go through in today's video, and I would love to know what you think. So please feel free to comment down below. Do you have these coins? Are you going to get these coins? Do you like them? Do you not like them? The designs? Just comment down below, it really helps the channel. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're enjoying our content. So without further ado, let's crack open the £5 silver proof. Now this is definitely the better of the two. I think the 50p for me just doesn't sing right. I'm not a massive fan of the 50p size, but we'll get to that in a moment. However, I am not a huge fan of my proof coins being anything less than 999 fine silver. And certainly from the perspective of this crown coin, I also don't massively like the design. But that said, it is quite an attractive and different style looking coin, and we can see that here. So you can see the full package from the Royal Mint. Pretty standard to have them in these type of boxes. I would have maybe liked to have seen a slight different effort on a coronation style box, something a bit different to separate it from the rest, but nevertheless it's happened. One of the kind of good things about that is that we didn't have to wait 6 months for the coins. I know that there have been some issues in the past with regards to the boxes that have caused massive delays, and we're at the end of May and all the coins, for me anyway, have now been delivered, which is a good thing. Now this particular coin has a maximum coin mintage of 16,860 with a limited edition presentation of 12,500. So immediately I'm asking myself, where are the other 4,360 coins? There's quite a lot there that are missing. I think that might be some kind of coronation special coins that are coming out, or perhaps these will form part of the kind of annual coronation special. I don't know whether they will be something like that, but knowing the Royal Mint, there inevitably will be. But a little bit of a sneaky kind of play to get the mintage up there, because as we'll see in a moment when I take the 1 ounce silver proof out, there's some big mintage numbers in here, but this was billed as lower, so it sold quicker, but it's actually pretty close. So interesting, we'll see how that goes over time. Now this design is really it's divisive. I'm not going to fully say it, but if we turn it upside down, there's some anatomical similarities to this design that cannot be unseen once seen, but for YouTube monetization purposes, I cannot say that. And it does not sit well with me that this design looks like that, and I don't enjoy it. I don't like the design, and it's I get what it's meant to be. I get that it's like, you know, the crown on top of the king's head, him holding the two scepters and so on, but just can't unsee that, and I'm not a massive fan of it. I could not go for I toyed with not talking about it in this video, but I have to be honest about the designs of this coin, and I'm not a massive fan. So it's well made. There is good things about it in terms of the quality. We're not seeing any issues on this coin, which is great. What I like best though about all of these coins is the fact that we've got the king with his crown on this side, and that is different from a lot of the other coins that you'll see all from the Royal Mint in terms of having King Charles on the back. They don't have the crown on, and it's unseen as where we'll go forwards with this. I think that they'll just revert to the regular portrait of King Charles. So to have some coins with the crown on, I think is interesting, but it's just not really for me. Now we've got sterling silver here. Price point is £95, I think, for this particular coin. I'm just going to check that on the old invoice. Yes, £95 for this coin, which is quite expensive really for what is probably about 25 grams worth of silver content. So it's a 28 odd gram, 28.6 grams, something like that. Sterling silver coin, and so the silver content is less than that. And I'm not sure that this is one for my long-term collection. So that's the coin. We'll come back to that question of whether these will go into the long-term collection in a moment. But I do want to just now jump to the 1 ounce silver proof. We've looked at the 2 ounce silver proof, which I think is the key coin in terms of mintage. But when you look at this particular one here, very, very good design. Love that design. We'll probably end up keeping this, but the mintage you see here, 18,660, so only 2,000 more, which is a lot less of a gap than we were originally led to believe, of about 5,000 when you take the 17,500 against 12,500. So there's definitely the crown going to be in a lot more sets, but even this one, there's going to be at least 1,000. What's the maths there? 160 that will be different and be in a different collection. So we'll see where that happens and how that happens. But again, this is the timeless design for me. This is the one to hold for the future, in my opinion. I think it's beautiful. I think there's absolute elegance in its design, and you get all of the benefits of the King Charles crown portrait without having the unfortunate imagery of the £5 crown. So my pick for certainly the size relative is this particular variety, but I do think the 2 ounce silver proof, which is the one we saw in last week's video, is the key coin from that silver collection. Now the last bit of the silver collection comes in the form of the 50p. It's an elegant design. I really like the geometry of this particular design, which is all sat around the arches of Westminster Abbey, but I'm just not a massive fan of it in a 50p size form. You're paying £60 for about 7 grams of silver here in the 50p, and I've never really understood the 50p sort of allure, the sort of real following that it has. It's nice, yes, it's cheaper than the near £100 that you'll be paying for the 1 ounce silver proof, but you are paying absolute exorbitant premiums on this. And yes, you're paying high premiums on the silver versions, but this is even more so, and I've seen so many of the 50p silver proofs in silver and gold just essentially tank in price on the second-hand market. Yes, there are some 1 ounce silver proofs that also drop in price, but nowhere nearby as much in terms of percentage points. So it's difficult to know how this will do over time, but I still think it is okay in terms of quality. It's well made. The 50p size, it really kind of took off from one of the Peter Rabbit coins about 6 years ago, and there's been this sort of draw to people thinking that they can quadruple, quintuple, even 10 times their money that some people did on these. It's just not quite likely, in my opinion. Now, with that all said, what do I think about this whole series as a series? And it's not really a series, I suppose, but as a collection going forwards into the future. Well, I think the honest truth is I will probably be sending the £5 back. I do already have somebody I know that's collecting 50p's, and they weren't able to get one on the day, so I've got this reserved for somebody, so that's probably not going back to the Royal Mint, but I won't be holding it. The 2 ounce silver proof here, this is the key one for me in the whole series. I think this is going to do the best. It's got a low mintage of just 1,000, and you put that in perspective to the 17,000 for the 1 ounce silver. That's a lot less. So this is the key coin in my opinion. And then we have the gold coin over here, which is very, very attractive, and I think this one will also do pretty well. And the best thing about the gold proof coins is, yes, they are expensive and you're paying quite a high premium, but you're actually only paying 50% premium compared with the sort of 3 or 4 times, in fact 4 or 5 times premium on the silvers. So if you've got the bankroll, I do feel like the gold is a good bet for the future, and I think this size will be the most affordable for somebody to really get something special to commemorate the king. Now, in terms of the investability, where will it all go in terms of prices? I have no idea, and there's a lot of arguments to say that this is really one that you have to hold until the sad passing of King Charles III, and we move on to the future of the monarchy. Now, the question of the future of the monarchy is an interesting one, because we are in this weird world right now where the monarchy has a place, but it might very well not have a place in the future. A recent YouGov poll here in the United Kingdom suggested that the monarchy is exceptionally popular with older people, but of course with younger people, not so much. So it could be that we are in the death throes of the last sort of part of the monarchy and the history of the monarchy within the United Kingdom. Do I think it's going to end with King Charles? No, I think we'll see King William. I think we'll see a further King George. I honestly think we'll probably see kings and queens here in the United Kingdom for a very long time. I don't think that it will be completely gone. But what I think might happen is that the purse strings will be completely withdrawn, and it would have to be sort of a ceremonial position that is not necessarily head of state anymore. And that would be a difference. So there'd be sort of a royal family, but it wouldn't be sort of head of state, and that could happen at some point in the future. Will it be in our lifetime? No. And we're getting a little touch political here on the Backyard Bullion channel, which I don't often like to do. You know, I personally think that the royal family is good, but I do also have, you know, fair understanding of the arguments from the other side where it's not so good. So there is definitely room for both sides of the argument, don't get me wrong. Could things be better? Of course they could, and maybe they will get better with different monarchs. Maybe they'll continue to get worse. We've kind of peaked with Queen Elizabeth, and it's a very hard mantle to take up and to do one better with. So, and I personally don't think we're ever going to see a reign like Queen Elizabeth's again. Certainly not in our lifetimes, and probably not for generations to come. So, interesting to see where things will go. In terms of collectability, I still think that there's going to be a big royal following for a long time. So these coins will definitely have a following and a place, and that means, of course, that they will hopefully do fairly well in terms of value. Most of these coins, though, I think will end up just being things that you have to hold and enjoy just as collection pieces rather than investment opportunities. There'll be a few, I think, that will really shine above the others, the 2-ounce silver proof being the one. I think the ones that will fall away and just be worth very little on their original prices will be the £5, the 50p. The silver proofs with these beautiful designs will do okay. I think they will. I can see this being easily a £100 coin for a very long time, holding its money, if not being able to get a bit of a profit on it too. It's just very elegant, very beautiful. So that is my collection of the Royal Mint's coronation specials. I'm not going to really worry about them, I think is my argument, and a lot of people who've bought them might be thinking, oh goodness, what am I going to do with them? Stick them in a safe, stick them on your mantelpiece, enjoy them, do whatever you want with them, but just don't worry about them. They're part of history, and that I think means more to me than anything else. And for the sort of sentimental value of me to be able to pass them down through generations might be more of an appeal than to potentially sell them. And you know, I like the coins, I really do, but the £5 and the 50p are just not for my collection. So that is it from me on this one. I hope you've enjoyed my ramblings on the subject. If you are watching to the back end of the video, thank you very much to my ramblers, I really do appreciate it. Otherwise, that is it from me. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks all for watching. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.